Arnab, this is so important because the entire nation is watching the kind of malicious witch hunt that is being carried against Republic Media Network. You've just released a fresh statement at a time when there are just so many questions on press freedom, media freedom, and why this is so important, why regulation is necessary, and why it is important for all of us to come together. Arnab, the role that Republic Media Network will play.
Well, I would say let's not link these two matters. They are unrelated, first of all. Our battle at Republic is our battle. This is a separate matter. But I second what Savio and Nupur have said. I think the fact is that Indian media has been infiltrated by foreign interests. Now, there are some people who are in a hurry to form digital news organizations. They take funding from all kinds of places, and they don't disclose the funding. But they loyally serve foreign interests. And the Indian Digital Media Organization Association has been formed also to put pressure on Indian journalists not to sell out to foreign interests. Now, the money comes in different ways. Sometimes in the form of equity, sometimes in the form of debt, sometimes in the form of convertible instruments, and sometimes in the form of just patronage. Now, we need to be clear. All Indian digital news media organizations must have transparent funding. They must disclose their funding. And we have a right to know as Indians whether an organization operating in India with, for example, an Indian editor has a balance sheet which is funded by foreign interests. Now, when I say the balance sheet is funded by foreign interests, it may be that foreign platforms find a way to fund you. They may not take equity, but they might find a way to make you financially dependent on them. If you're financially dependent on foreign interests, you will not speak for India. You're most likely to speak against India. And that's the moot point. So we must know that everybody must tell us what their funding is. All digital media organizations must make the source of their funding apparent. Is the funding from India or against India? If it is Indian, it's all right. But if it is foreign, if most of your funding is foreign, but you're reporting on India, then there needs to be some form of compliance which you come under. I run a news organization. I get a license from the government of India. And nobody is allowed to take a foreign company or conglomerate of companies can't take more than 26% FDI in this organization, right? Leave alone 49%. There are similar rules for newspapers. What about digital media? At a time when digital media will dominate over the next 5 to 10 years, should the same rules not apply to them? And we must also know what are the expectations in lieu of this, because there are a lot of shady ways in which money is coming. People who are talking about laundering the news in India are not disclosing where their money comes from. You know, everyone. And the second thing is that the editors must be Indian nationals. You cannot have a foreigner editing Indian news organizations. You may call us parochial, but this is the call of the nationalist media. You cannot have foreign editors and foreign-owned media organizations operating in India freely. That's my limited point. The second, of course, that we believe that we are the future. And Savio and Nupur can elaborate. We believe Indian digital media organizations are the future. Right, Nupur? We cannot accept foreign control. We have to safeguard national interests now.
Absolutely, Arnab.
Right? And if somebody is trying to get in opaque ways, we must take them on. And therefore, I call upon all right-thinking nationalist people in this country to support us and right-thinking nationalist media organizations to join us. And I'm sure this is going to be a large organization, and people like Nupur and Savio will find ways to take it forward.